So what's all the hype surrounding the new Gem prototype playmat? Well, let's find out together. What's going on, guys? It's Cimo. Now, I was fortunate enough to receive a Gem prototype playmat of a new material that they're testing for their playmats, and I've been using it extensively behind the scenes so I can give you guys my best impressions as to whether or not you should buy one when it decides to get released, and this is definitely a playmat you're going to want to check out. The material for this mat is unlike anything I've experienced on a playmat before. This isn't your typical fuzzy Gem playmat, your Spellground, or other comparable playmat. This material feels like an incredibly soft leather or cloth. Gem was definitely going for something new here, but at the same time, invoking memories of the old, as the material is definitely reminiscent of the V1 Spellgrounds. It's not exactly identical, but I can definitely see what they were going for. Now, I think the best way to describe how this mat feels is best said by one of my friends who I was showing the mat to get his impressions of it as well, and he said it almost feels like car leather. Now, I kind of laughed at first when he said that because that sounds a little bit ridiculous, but the more I thought about it and the more I felt it, it does kind of remind me a little bit of how a nice leather steering wheel might feel, or even like leather seats in a car. It's a really interesting texture, but I think that's a good thing because it's a very quality material and it feels incredible. The back of the playmat is also very reminiscent of the V1 Spellground as well. This isn't your traditional mesh back that you might be familiar with for most playmats nowadays. This feels like a very soft, fuzzy cloth. Now, while the back is very nice to the touch, as you can see, I was a little bit worried about this, that it would attract things like dirt and hair and things like that. And this isn't just the only instance. I actually just opened this back up and found that that was there. I actually took a video of a few other pieces of like fuzz or dust and things like that that was actually attracted to this material. But I do want to mention that as I was testing this mat, I was primarily testing it as a two-player playmat. So if you're using it as a one-player playmat, which I know a majority of you will, you're going to have it folded over, and that really isn't going to be an issue. Now, the artwork on this mat is a thing of beauty. The inking on one side features the Pharaoh Atem with the Dark Magician, while the other features the Priest Seto and his Blue Eyes White Dragon, a perfect pairing for anyone wanting to do battle on this mat. The center features the Seal of Orichalcos Deuteros, and while it's a bit conflicting combining the art styles from two separate Yu-Gi-Oh eras, the Seal of Orichalcos creates the perfect atmosphere for two players wanting to duel it out. While it didn't occur to me at first, what I think is really genius about this mat is that since most players are naturally right-handed and the artwork is on the left-hand side, most of the play and the wear is going to occur on the right hand and the middle of the game mat. So that means that the left side is actually going to be devoid of a lot of wear and a lot of use, unless, you know, you happen to be left-handed or you're playing a lot of your cards on the left-hand side of the mat. And why I think that's genius is because it minimizes the possibilities of the artwork and the inking getting worn off, and that's a really good thing for preserving this mat. One thing I cannot determine at this moment is how well the inking will hold up over time and after extensive use. Again, I feel that because of the way the mat is designed, it was designed to minimize wear on the artwork itself. And I feel that as long as you're not intentionally chipping away at the inking and keeping the mat well preserved, the inking should hold up just fine over time. Now, another aspect of this mat that I wanted to test was the slide feel, because for me personally, that's the most important aspect of any mat, and overall, it feels pretty good. I have to admit, I was actually surprised by the slide feel. Because of the way the material feels, it felt as if the corners of the cards might catch when attempting to fan out my cards. But after extensive use, this was actually never an issue. One thing I will say is that for me personally, I feel the slide feel is better on a fuzzier mat than on the Gem prototype. The reason I say this is because while attempting to slide the cards back together, the material of the Gem prototype does apply some resistance and friction, and I actually can't reassemble my cards together without needing to actually dig my fingers deep into the mat to do so. whereas compared to a fuzzier mat, this issue is non-existent. Again, I want to emphasize that this is purely a personal preference. Now, my opinion is just one of many that's out there regarding this mat, so what I wanted to do was I actually showed this mat to a few friends down at my local card shop to get their first impressions of this mat, and to give you guys some varying perspectives on what other people might think as well. So I asked them the question, what do you think of the new gem prototype?
Well, first off, it looks incredible.
Yeah?
I like how it feels to the touch. But with cards, it feels like it would be really easy for them to get stuck. It doesn't feel as smooth as it should to deal with cards. But looks-wise, it's incredible, and it, like I said, does feel good to the touch.
I really like the design, and the feel's really nice. It's really soft. I really like the back too.
Yeah.
It feels like the version 1 Spellgrounds. And yeah.
How do you feel about the slide feel?
Cards slide well. It's overall, I think it's a really good mat.
Yeah, and you're an avid Spellground user yourself, you said, right?
Yeah, I've used Spellground for a long time.
Yeah. So, okay, so you would buy one of these then if they sold these?
If it were as cheap as a Spellground on initial release price, I would.
I really like the art of it. I like the blue eyes here. It looks really nice, especially the Dark Magician side as well.
Yeah.
It feels nice. I actually like them better than the these mats up here.
Like the rubber mats?
Yeah, it has more of like a cloth kind of feeling. I like that a lot, which I don't have any, which I wish I did. And yeah, I really like it overall, especially the center of it. You want to open?
Yeah, go for it.
I kind of want this one. Yeah, I've never owned one of these, but just like the feel of this one, I would definitely get this one.
I think this have a very nice feel to it. It's original. I like the design. And I want one.
You pay for one?
Yes, sir.
I think it's actually really quality. I've actually never owned a mat before. So one, the artwork on it just looks a lot more stellar. Like you have something that looks like it's sort of like out of an etching or like some sort of medieval style, as opposed to just the regular cartoon, which I think looks more quality.
Sure.
It's really cool for the sliding, but if you slide really fast like I did, your cards will fly everywhere. So be very careful. Other than that, it looks really quality. Like it felt like almost like a nice like car sort of feel to it. Like I felt like I was almost like holding like a really nice steering wheel. But yeah, it's super awesome.
Pretty cool. It probably look like the movie, like based off the movie, how the ending of the movie. There's Kaibadu and there's Yugi in his Egyptian form. So yeah, I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah? How does it feel?
It's pretty classic.
Yeah?
Pretty classic.
Yeah?
Yeah. Got like you're playing the old school mat.
Yeah, like the old Spellgrounds?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good play mat.
Yeah?
Yeah. Slides very well. Feels nice in your hand. Doesn't feel like it's gonna pull your cards when you like slide.
Right.
So overall, you get a good quality. And then I like touching my mat while I'm playing, just fiddling around with it. But yeah, it's good.
I like it. It looks very, very nice.
Very soft.
Very soft?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see that slide test. What do you think about that?
I was trying to be cheeky. That's not bad. It's. These things need to be changed, but it's very nice coming out. Shoot. It's not. It's definitely a material that compared to what I'm seeing here. Because sometimes when I do something like that, or if I have to flip, sometimes it catches on here. This grips it. It's very nice.
What about the art?
That's gorgeous. That's just gorgeous.
It looks really nice in terms of the feel. It doesn't feel as smooth as the others for whatever reason, but let's see. I mean, it slides nicely, so in terms of the feel, I'm not a fan of it, but it looks really nice. So
it doesn't feel as soft as it usually does, but nice rubbery material. The design is really cool. The cards slide out really well, so you can throw these, set out your graveyard, grab what you need. Yeah, overall, it's good quality. How much does it cost?
I don't know yet.
No, they don't know the price yet? Oh, okay. Yeah, I could see this upward
What's
being,
the most you would pay for this?
I could see paying up to like $70 for this kind of, this quality of mat, definitely. Maybe upwards to $100. It's a good mat.
Overall, this is just a wonderful playmat. It's got excellent material, the artwork is gorgeous, and it feels really good, which I feel is the most important aspect. And frankly, anyone would be happy to have this. And on that note, I think I'm going to give one of my subscribers the opportunity to win this. So guys, I recently just hit 25,000 subscribers, and I couldn't be more grateful for hitting that milestone. So as a reward for you guys, I'm going to give away this very gem prototype playmat that I was reviewing here out to one of you guys because I definitely think you guys deserve it. So if you want the opportunity to win it, be sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Also be sure to back me on Patreon because all my patrons get a little bit of extra incentive in all of my giveaways by doing so, and one of you guys is going to be lucky enough to own this very playmat. Just be sure to check the description for all the details. Thank you guys again so much. I really hope you enjoyed the review, and we'll see you next time.